Greetings. This is the universe. Yes, we are a universe of all things. We are a neutral universe also for all things to experience, such as your elites on your planet have found a way to be gods of your world in secret. And they do leave hints of how they do things, how they interact with humanity. It's just how far you want to know. How much do you want to know about your world? Of course, there are information that's not always made public due to it can derail timelines. So that's why a lot of information is held back. It's like too much. Sometimes you have too much of a good thing. It's even the elites don't know everything. They just know to continue in their path because they forget also, which those are on your planet. So you're all kind of trying to figure things out, you can say. Just some have more power than others, but you do have your own power. It's just realizing your power and not looking at it from a celebrity standpoint or anything like that. Again, from your point of view. So the inner power, just allowing, yes, you to be you. Allow this, just your inner essence to unlock. Yes, it's many are wishing for speed. Things are, well, where are you going anyway? That's why people want things to happen fast. But according to the universe, there's no hurry. Of course, as a human, it's hard to see that way, especially when you're in a situation you don't like. It's, yes, with job situations or living situations. Those are both difficult, especially when you're in situations you don't care much for. But there's also, yes, deep learning in all those areas. So survival, of course, is the biggest difficulty here. The beings here, or the elite, or you said the alien beings, wanted to learn what survival is like. They never really experienced it in the higher dimensions. You can say I went too far on your world. I'll here to answer your questions also whenever you're ready.
Well, greetings, universe.
Greetings to you.
Thank you for coming in. You speak about the universe not being in a hurry, but I could understand, people's desire to kind of push the process through because of the situations they find themselves in.
Yes, definitely.
Do you see like energies coming through to provide some relief to allow people to kind of transcend the physical ailments that are, keeping them so agitated and anxious?
Well, we do see a change in timeline where you can go somewhere where you feel less physical, but the physical will still exist in some form or another.
Right, right.
Like you connect with nature, you go to a different city or a town or a country or whatever it is. You move away from the ley lines. A lot of times when you're around the ley lines, you can feel very distracted, very manipulated. Ley line energy or ley line technology is quite intense because it creates cities and all kinds of third dimensional issues.
Yeah, just specifically where I'm at, I feel like a pressure that's just kind of keeping me boxed in or my energy boxed in. Well, there's only certain threshold or membrane around me that I can push forward, and it seems kind of like I'm in a vice being constricted by a snake,
Well, it feels like you are in where it's not everything could be revealed, but it's like you're in a squeeze box or a milk box or something like that, and you're
Right.
and all the energy that you have is gone for that area at least. And it's like I've done everything I need to do here. Where can I go next? So yes, you're waiting for a timeline opening for you to leave. It's many are at a standstill right now. I believe during this summer you'll have some kind of transition. It's not making yourself clear when, how, or what, but you just have more realization of where you're going to head out to.
So just kind of a change of scenery or just kind of relieve a lot of that pressure.
Yeah, eventually, yes. Well, I believe the timeline with your work has not fully expired yet. It's like you have karma with your job.
Wow. give me the means to put myself out of debt. In
Yeah,
this,
you can say that. And also, I feel like with some of the workers you know in previous lifetimes too.
ah,
So I believe you're actually to elevate the vibrations to a higher plane as much as you can until that process is over, which I don't believe is going to be too much longer from what I can see.
okay.
It's like you're working on an energy grid there.
Yeah, I don't want to leave in a lurch. You know, you just said,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's like all these timelines are completely complicated. Not even the elites understand it fully. They just know that to keep their power and to do. And humans are wanting their own power, of course. It's just difficult. It's
That's
difficult to discover it.
yeah, yeah. You just gotta be patient, take it step by step.
But not everybody is ready to embrace their power. They feel like they are on the ego level. Some take it from an ego, or others are just slowly, realizing what they're capable of. It's just a little bit scary, and you still have a lot of third dimensional, processes they need to fulfill still.
Not, embracing the my power in a sense because I've kind of turned my back on the timeline that
Mhm.
allowed me to, explore my vibration and my energy and be able to train it so that I can use it. But I kind of conflicted go here in the United States. I kind of turned my back on everything that I was doing because I just felt like I was played a fool. Past lifetime kind of energies where I was in, I let it, slip under my nose in a sense.
Well, in past lives, you were more aware of what was going on. This lifetime, actually, you're not. Well, you're becoming more aware now, but you weren't always aware in this lifetime because there's a lot of energy grids on the United States. The United States is basically kept under, imprisonment, lockdown. It's funny how it says it's out of lockdown, but it really isn't. It's been under lockdown ever since its conception.
And land of the free, right, right.
Yeah, it was designed to do exactly what it's doing. To feed energy into the military to build another elite system to control. For more aliens to other alien beings came here, so this is a deep, deep um, journey you're going through right now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna open the floor and other people have questions. Blessings.
Greetings, universe.
Greetings.
Do I live near a ley line?
I don't believe so. You live by a military base, I believe, correct, but not a ley line. If you do it,
Okay.
you're by a very weak one.
Okay. And one more question. Now, is this how it goes? The elites, the Illuminati, and the cabal, then the deep state. Is that how it works, like from top to bottom?
Well, the elite are the cabal. I mean, the cabal is like, yes, the spiritual side of it, but the elite, yeah, it's all pretty much the same. Your deep state is your workers. Yeah, they're the ones that are making things happen, but they're all, yeah, part of different levels of it. Yes, the cabal
S-
is more sitting around your religions.
So our elites, they're not human. They're
They're human here. There
okay.
are unhuman. There are versions of elites, yeah, that are not human on other worlds, but there are elitists here.
Okay.
They just don't want anybody to know who they are for obvious reasons.
Okay. Thank you. Blessings.
Yes, blessings.
Hello, universe, and thank you for answering our questions.
Yes, you're welcome.
Can you tell me about the military action that's going on around the vortex at my house?
No,
There's like purple and blue orbs that are coming out, and there feels like there's other species that are very uncomfortable with that activity, along with the men in black, the usual guy that shows up.
Where there is seems like there are no route you is a ley line, a version. Some is artificially made, or yeah, they do it. They're doing some kind of experiments there.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, it's underground, of course,
Okay.
and they are surveilling the U.S. also from there. So when you're surveilling, there's a lot of being. Yeah, it's just they're doing a lot of magic, you could say, at least underground or in other dimensions. But
Is it
yeah,
crystal under there?
some. Yeah, there's dragon energies around where you are.
Yeah, I've had them appear on me. And
Yeah.
speaking of them, can you tell me why they came in?
Only thing I've seen is curiosity. I mean, they just show up. They don't always know how they got there.
Okay.
They just appear. So they just go through a doorway. They're not always aware of what's going on around.
All right.
That's
And
a military portal there. I think you already know that though.
yeah. And how is that energy affecting me? How much
Well,
is it
you're
affecting
guarding
me?
it, you're guardian of it. So
Okay.
you are shutting it down the best you can. So you're keeping it from getting too out of hand, which is already out of hand, but to get any worse, it already is. So that, I believe that was artificially made by the government, from what I can see. So, and well, it affects your mind, your body. Sometimes your body chemistry. Sometimes you get depressed because of it. So yeah, sometimes you feel like you hear voices from them talking actually.
Yeah, I've heard singing.
Yeah, I believe there's conversation there that if not heard now, you probably will hear in the future.
And I've heard my name called.
Yes, yeah, because they're aware of you.
Hmm.
They don't like you there. They don't know why you're there, but they don't like you being there. But
Do
as
they
long as
know what I am?
they have an idea. They know that you're a threat to them.
Okay.
So, but they don't. I mean, you're not doing anything, so not much you can do. I mean, you are doing something, but you're not. I mean, you're interfering, but you're not like physically doing anything, so it should be fine.
Okay.
They do drain your energy a lot. That's it.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Which
Yeah.
is, I notice when I'm not at home, I feel a whole lot better than when I am
Yeah.
home.
Well, yeah, that's deep state energy there. That's why.
But I feel like that I'm supposed to be here.
That's
So it's like,
blocking. You're blocking out. You're filtering out a lot of their negativity. They're trying to control the world even more. I mean, those running the country are mentally ill, but they have a lot of power, as you probably can already know that.
yeah,
Psychopaths, yes. Yeah, it gets more. That's the thing. They feel like they can understand the elite. As long as you get under psychopathic energies to the level of just they don't care about anybody, then yeah, then how comfortable are you with that? So yeah,
thank you.
that's nice. Any other questions?
Hello,
Yes.
Universe. It's Emmy. How are you?
Well.
Just wondering. I've been feeling really anxious around the relationship situation with my boyfriend slash roommate. He's got a lot of things going on. I'm trying to be understanding, but there's a lot of changes going on, and I'm trying to be patient and give him space and be understanding and not be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
It's been kind of difficult. I'm just wondering if you have any messages for that or recommendations.
Well, I believe first of all, he's vampiring some of your energies. He's not always aware. He's not aware he's a nuisance either. So he's not aware of his ways.
Yeah.
So, in your own way, I'm not sure if you already brought that up to him or.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have. It's that there's a lot of push and pull, and
Yeah, there's just so many things you
things
can
that they're
bring up.
stepping.
You get so tired of telling them.
New, and I don't want to jump the gun or make him feel worse considering the situation that's going on. But I mean, we started as very romantic, and now things have just kind of fizzled down to like we're roommates and friends, and I just I don't really know how to react, but I'm trying to be patient and not say anything that's going to be out of bounds or anything.
Well, yeah, he's been spoiled in his previous life relationship, so he doesn't know how to interact with people. So it kind of lives in his own world, as you can see.
Right.
So it feels like you're going to have to, yes, lay it down more to him. But now it's like he's kind of in the victim energy at this time, it seems.
Yeah,
So,
because even though I like try to, it's weird because I try to like pull back, give him his space, not be like, I don't know if it should be called needy. It's more or so
no.
than it's like like I said, we started in a romantic situation, and now it's just I tell him, hey, like, since all of this stuff is going on and you'll be traveling, like, why don't we just, and we're just friends, I guess it'd be a good idea to have a clean break, so I'm not like putting pressure on you, and I'm just gonna start dating. And then I don't know, sometimes I think that even though he knows he's on that track anyways, like I said, we're like in the friend zone. He's almost like saddened when I say that, even though I know that's kind of the trajectory we're going anyway. That's what he wants.
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's not in a relationship. He wants a relationship, but he's not really in the relationship situation. So he thinks he is. I mean, the desire to be in one, but he doesn't really need to be in one.
Yeah, because of all the other stuff going on.
Yeah, it just needs to get his act together.
Right.
So yeah, you're there to get his act together, basically. So you're good. Yeah, you're good to him. You're careful. You're going about it. It just, yeah, it's slow. But
it's hard. It's difficult.
yeah, if you need to connect with new people, please do. Yeah, that's your reliever.
So I'm wondering, there's all of these things in the air right now, and he saw some things, like it looks like orbs in the air. And the other day, I don't know. I was driving and it kind of looked like birds, but they just seemed like they were moving slowly and they weren't making their formations correctly. And I don't know how much is that the magnetics or were they something else?
Well, yeah, the energy there is very low, so the reality cannot form itself in its full capacity. As too many people there, you can say. So, yeah, no, what you saw was right. The reality is not. It's fizzling there in certain areas.
Right.
They just can't. I feel like they can't fix it.
Yes, and another thing I was going to ask is how much of these sightings that they're finally talking about, Project Bluebeam or whatever, or actual ETs, or is it both? Is it just, or is just going to be confused until we see like a gray in front of us?
Well, we don't have exactly what they're going to bring up in this UFO file because they keep changing timelines, but most likely they want to keep the alien. From what we're seeing, they want to keep the alien element out.
Right.
And just bury the whole. They're going to talk about and then bury it. Like they're going to not really answer questions. They have more questions than answers.
They're going to be elusive.
Yeah.
And I guess another question I have is somewhere along that line. I'm just wondering. I guess there's just like so much trajectory that's looking like we're going in like the way of Venezuela, and our just position is just going to be substantially subverted on the global spectrum. We're doing business as usual. And I think like some of the progresses that we've made in the Middle East are making a big reversal. And here in the Americas, from what I'm seeing from my position, from what I do, it just seems to be going southward on all fronts. And I'm just wondering if there's going to be any positive turn, or is it just going to be more of the same? And if our lesson is going to be like the Venezuela lesson.
Well, it's going to push itself as close as it can get to Venezuela. Well, it's going to get there. Some parts of the country are going to get to that point, but others won't. So it's what the people agree upon.
All right. I feel like it's just going to be a fight until the end, until like people realize that they have to fight for the country.
Yeah, it's just this is inevitable. It's because some countries get too rich and get too complacent. That's what's kind of happening.
We have a lot of
spoiled
external influences and social engineering and things like that.
So the spoils are being removed, and so people have to kind of learn on their wits and change themselves and things like that. So
right. Are we going to be seeing more like attacks on our infrastructure? I feel like we're just going to be seeing a whole lot more.
Oh yeah, definitely. The hacking, that's going to continue. Yeah. That's all staged anyway.
Right.
Notice the timing of it.
I feel like that too. I read a congressional report from 2012 that was just like outlining all of this shit. Then from different actors that we're like aware of like now, and I'm just hoping things now that I'm working in the cyber realm, just seeing like more stuff that's so good.
A lot of it's being allowed to happen. So that those that are NSA, I feel connected.
I think there's a lot of insider threat.
Yeah.
It's subverted from the inside.
It's just another part of theater. They do that to ruffle up the timelines. Oh, there's a big hacking, and you have to get gas and all that. They want to do it they want to really hit the gas all year round, but like how people have problems with it, but that was rejected.
They just gotta remember, whoever's agreeing to this is that people still have to work and get to their jobs and pay the taxes they're losing from us for crap that we don't need to be into.
A lot of it's just the spoiled mentality that's here. You see that in the social, like they're canceling everybody. That's a lot of spoiled energy, kind of spoiled rotten, actually. So they're kind of out of control, as you can see.
So just 2-3 last things. Do you have like any positive messages for the trajectory of our country and the world at large?
Know yourself.
That's
for all the bumpy roads out there.
You gotta just stay
focus on you. It's like it's a roller coaster ride. As long as you hold on, you'll be all right. If you're worrying about the other person over there, you can fall into their trap.
I did have a coworker. I walked into work today, and he was really loudly. We're in a semi-quiet area. I was just complaining about some of the things that are going on the surface, but a lot of people in the military or affiliated with the military were getting canceled for like normal opinions, and people are being investigated for questioning the results of the election, and then some of our big commanders have been kicked out because they're worried about Marxism in the military, and so that's what I thought as soon as he started talking about, like, whoa, let's just keep politics out of here. We'll talk to you about this stuff later.
Well, the military is going to start downgrading or downsizing.
and then
But
they're not wanting to give us more ships or anything, and we need them because we have a lot of positioning from our adversaries in the Americas. You know, so I feel like we're being intentionally weakened to the point we can't even defend ourselves, like physically.
yes,
with our
right.
borders. Not one thing is the border, but our maritime borders and things like that from like advancing. And the rest of you guys probably think I'm crazy, but I'm like, actually, this is the kind of work I do. So these are the kinds of things I see. My next question is question slash request is like healing and any other advice you have for my spiritual path. That's it.
Well, yeah, the military is being denied funding a
Yeah.
lot, so you're gonna this is the new normal. For your spiritual development, yeah, just connect with new people, like relationship wise, and your friend that you're connected to. Yeah, you're helping him spiritually. But of course, you're also there to knock him around to be him a little bit easier to be around. You know,
Right.
livable, because right now he's not livable. I don't feel like he's livable at all right now. Actually, he's still figuring that side of himself out.
Yeah, I understand he's just got a lot of problems and he's just trying to save face everywhere else. But when he reacts to me, it's like he reacts by not saying anything bad because he's not mean. It's just like by for example, if I'll say, oh yeah, what do you want to eat tonight? Oh honey, I don't really eat like that. And I know that's not true. Those are like so I pick up on a little different
Yeah.
hints
Well,
and things like
he is
that.
changing too. He is changing. He's trying to become a different person. So.
Right. We'll just pray for him and
Yes.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Greetings, universe.
Greetings.
I know that my dog Zoe was with me in the secret space program, but I was wondering about my ex-wife dog Max that passed away. I was wanting to know if he was under me in the secret space program on my ship.
Yeah, at one time, but not. It doesn't feel like he was there very long, but yes, for a short time, yes.
Okay,
I mean,
is
I
he
feel like he was a canine being, though. He was like a humanoid canine, though. He was like
okay?
walking around with like some kind of laser gun or something like that. So yeah,
Is his presence still near me?
of course, yeah. Every now and then, yeah. He was like, he shows up if you need him, but he's doing a lot of other things. But yeah, you can connect him anytime you like.
Okay, thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
Universe, can you tell me what's going on in my astral?
I see a lot of key lines. One moment. You do go higher, high echelon into the spirit world, kind of to get some knowledge or get something done here in the physical. I feel like there is sometimes you get kind of frustrated in the astral, where things are not happening too quickly here in this reality. There's so many blockages in this reality that it's just you're trying to negotiate or get some things to move a little bit quicker, where people can open themselves up more. But it seems like you're denied a lot with that. So I feel like you talk to like those that run the timeline.
How
Do
far up the spiritual train do I go?
well, I feel like you go up to the sixth dimension. You can go further, but I feel like you go to the sixth dimension.
Yeah, I'm very frustrated, like Ruby, with this whole timeline that we are on.
Yeah,
we're not being productive.
It's not a healthy timeline at all. It's actually been so manipulated; it's barely working as it is. Somebody feels stagnant and things aren't going anywhere. It's coming out of the pandemic energy, and it's so it itself is sick.
The felines that are with me, are they protectors?
Yeah, they're golden felines. Yeah, I mean but they have a more understanding of why things are going so slow. But obviously, they don't have human incarnations here. So, but they're trying to understand it the best of their ability.
So learning through me.
Well, it does feel like yes, you connect to Anunnaki in the timelines because Anunnaki's everywhere. Well, because they understand this world, they understand a lot of it's because of them. So, it's just yeah, you're just trying to make things better here, but it doesn't seem like all your suggestions. It just seems like it doesn't go anywhere.
At what part of the timeline of the Anunnaki timeline am I involved in?
Like all of it.
Multiple reincarnations?
Yes.
Both as a man and a woman?
Yes.
How about an animal?
We have reptilian lifetime. You also have a canine. So yes.
Okay.
I mean, like just the Anunnaki in general. I mean, you've been an Anunnaki priestess on another planet, of course, not here. Where
Okay.
they can shapeshift and alter their facial features and things like that, and kind of get out of control with that sometimes. Yeah, and they're Anunnaki worlds with no rules, so they're just it's like a cluttered mess on some of their planets. Probably see some of that.
Is it more in like the beginning part of their timelines? Or, do I need to face some evil stuff that I've done
In this lifetime,
in the Anunnaki lifetimes?
I mean, is this something they're trying to heal, or what is it they're trying to do here?
Yeah, there's a connection I feel like I need to heal, but I'm blocked.
Oh yeah, it's canine. You've had a lot of difficulties with canine Anunnaki. Some of them are they're experimental beings, and they're used horribly. Just like here, but they're humanoid. I mean,
Okay.
canines here are being weaponized. You can say some of them are. They're used improperly, and the Anunnaki they're used improperly, but they're humanoid canines. And some of them can be really, really intense. It feels like I just feel Anunnaki canine timelines that you're connected to.
Well, I do have a German Shepherd. Is he
Yeah.
part of it too?
Yeah, he was there for when things are kind of going down not so well. You've actually been a part of Anunnaki worlds where everything's fine, and then everybody starts screwing up, and everything just goes downhill.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
feel
go
like I just
downhill
want
like
to leave.
this. Yeah, they don't go down like this, but they get close to it. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, blessings.
I had a lot of questions pop into my head, but I wanted to ask the one I was originally thinking. Listening to things, and it seems more and more that a lot of the energies are manipulated, or because of the Egyptian pharaoh energies here, and dictating a lot of the timelines and what's going on. And I've always been drawn to Egypt because I feel some sort of it kind of confirmed in another channeler about my connections, and Cleopatra came out, shed some more light on my connections with the Egyptian pharaoh energies.
Well, there's a little bit. There's different timelines. There's timelines where you're against them. There's timelines where you're for them. The ones that you were for them, but they were a little bit more positive to the people, but over time they became more psychotic. It became more elitist.
Do they have any messages for me at this time?
Well, I tell you that the early pharaohs were very spiritual, but realize they're not in your history books either. The ones you have now are the ones that are very third dimensional, egotistical, and just basically like your Roman Empire before your Roman Empire.
Now the pharaoh energies, I feel like it was an Orion takeover on that.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were spiritual, what was the origins of the pharaoh energy?
A lot of it was Syrian and Orion, a little bit mixture of both. Even some Anunnaki was there.
Right. That's
So,
what Petra said, that she had Anunnaki connections as well.
Yeah, Anunnaki played You can say that was part of their downfall too. Anunnaki DNA can get really psychotic, and they know it. Orion DNA too is Anunnaki can be worse. Anunnaki can heal itself very quickly, and so even some of your bodies can heal pretty rapidly. Not as fast as you like to, but it does have when the cells break down, it's hard to heal it. You know, feet problems or back problems or something. Sometimes it gets the DNA, the program
it replicates the cells in an incorrect fashion. Is there a way to reprogram the cells to replicate themselves in a version format in their optimal, functioning way?
Not in this. Well, some have the ability. They have a lot of money though.
Well, I've been hearing about the physical, for souls here on the path. Is there going to be some sort of relief in that sense where people are going to be able to start healing themselves, like how Jesus said?
Some will learn, some won't. Yeah, some people are going to learn that ability. Yes, some are doing it now. They just keep themselves quiet. So it's just that some are. It's just there's just a lot of souls here that they don't want to heal. And you probably can feel that.
Yeah, but I feel like if there are people that genuinely want to heal, they're going to be overseeded, to heal themselves by the collective not wanting to participate.
Well, there is a healing timeline, but hasn't fully activated itself for people, if they really truly want to heal themselves, they can. The world is not quite ready for something like that.
Just chronic conditions, ligament damage, and just a battery of ailments. If there's a such thing as a pain body, right, where you have different layers. I feel like my pain body would be giant sized.
Well, the soul, because it's part of your timeline, your contract here is to have that pain too. So you can heal it all you want. A lot of it won't heal because it's not supposed to.
All right. But do you have any motivational kind of messages to help me keep my focus on positive?
Well, we're connecting more with the nature, so continue with that. Nature energies, as you blend more into that vibration, you're basically like an elemental being. With all honesty,
I feel that. Yeah.
Well, you're almost like a mountain. You're not your typical elemental.
I didn't visualize that. I feel like more with the wind elements, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, wind, and I see you as a mountain.
Is that Himalayas or Mount Meru, in India?
Himalayas, yes. Well, you're the tallest mountain here. I see you with. I don't have the name of it at this time. But the wind is so connected to you. It's like your cape.
It's an activator for me, It just across my skin, and then the kundalini activates.
Well, yeah, because you yourself is like a walking mountain. So you feel wind is like, oh, my friends are here.
Nice.
Work with the vibrations around it.
Thank you. I'll definitely use that in meditation. Thank you.
Yeah. So you visualize yourself as a mountain, and you'd be surprised what comes through on that one. I see electricity. I see you as a mountain, but I see electricity flowing through you. All through it. Yeah, this is where your Atlanteans messed up. They put all their energies into a pyramid energy, where they could have just used the mountains and nature, and they were doing that for a long time. But they wanted to try to say something different. There's more to it than that, but the pyramid is like the downfall of everything.
Trying to optimize the efficiency of it,
speed things up, make things better, heal people faster. Kind of like your 5G of that time, you can say.
Like the secret space program. Trying to speed up it.
Correct. Yeah. It became more. The pyramid showed that the Atlanteans are becoming more human, more physical. by relying on that type of technology.
Mm.
So that was their. I mean, there was a lot of positive in the beginning of the pyramids. Yes.
Yeah, it takes the power away from the soul, and then it creates a
Correct.
relationship on the object.
There are ways of going about it. There are ways that did not work. You can have pyramids here, and it works and helps elevate. But the way that was being done was done all wrong.
Because I have pyramids on my altar, and I feel connected to it, and I think it's like a neutral,
Yes, you're going about it the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have a more patient energy with it.
Okay. Yeah.
So think of like Atlanteans, like we have these pyramids. Let's make it better, faster, stronger. It's like others like, no, don't mess with it, and others mess with it. Think of it like that. So, like I said, it was done right. It was done right well at the beginning, until others just your sociopaths got hold of it. Let's put it that way.
Right. Right. And that's
And
they're occupying like the underground pyramids that got flooded, in the past, right? So
yeah, they're
there's
still there.
pyramid technologies, the underground ones.
Yes, your world's not ready to fully activate all this just yet.
Okay. All right. Just
I mean,
wanted confirmation.
this is where hover technology will, the world will become lighter. So it can be active. Some of your elites know how to do it too.
Yeah,
They
but
won't do it.
yeah, they're just holding it back.
Yeah, because it's just Earth's energy. So yeah, it's like as you in your science call it a magnet. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I had a download of that when I was a kid. For the
I
hoverboard.
wonder why. Well,
Yeah,
because
you
you construct.
right.
Because you constructed pyramids on other worlds and realities. But see, you went about it the right way. So it's like the Atlanteans got this pyramid like a new stereo. And they're playing it at a good level, everything's fine, and others turn up the volume and freak everybody out. Think of it that way.
There's no harmony, balance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all
They started programming it, putting programs in there that were not healthy for anybody. So yeah, they played the wrong kind of music, you can say.
Gotcha. Okay, well, thank you. Blessings.
Hi, universe. I have a question about this book I'm reading and / video I watched on the alien interview based upon the nurse. I forget her name. Who interviewed the great alien that was the only surviving alien from the Roswell crash.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was really interesting because she knew everything from like basically the beginning of time, and they claimed that she claimed that they were part Anunnaki, and she was giving this impression about the Anunnaki and how they were actually positive, like they birthed into this world Cyrus the Great and Buddha and things like that. And but they also talked about like our Earth as being a prison planet where like what they called I forgot what they called, but basically the people in charge of this Earth um, they called this a prison planet, and the people here are rejects. And then they kind of went in. I got like a feeling that whatever they thought we believed our God or gods or whatever is taught so far as Christianity goes, as far as what at least a lot of the Western world believes as I don't know if I want to call it fake, but like basically they said, how can you believe in somebody who's going to put on this earth perverts and killers, and then also reject the creatives and then the free thinkers. And so I thought it was very informational, the fact that she knew in like grave detail basically everything from the beginning of time, Atlantis, Lemuria, the pyramid structure she described as being not necessarily fake, just put in here on this earth, but they were service to self societies, or they were propped up for a degree. But then she went and she started talking about the Vimanas and things like that, which I thought was really interesting because I was actually studying about that. So I was just wondering, like, what is your input? The aliens that was supposedly interviewed was called Errol
Yeah, there's
and then they call themselves from the dimension force something, the dimension something force, the dimension expeditionary force or something.
well, that's a version of what's going on. Most likely, they're not going to go into the full details of exactly how things went because a lot of that's sacred information. So, but yeah, that's a close enough version of basically Anunnaki are known to screw things up a lot. So you can say they came here, they did their DNA work, and then they messed things up a lot. Not on purpose, but they just, I mean, anytime you do any kind of experimenting, things don't always go to plan. So, and you can say Buddha and these others that were brought in was to fix the mess that was here. A lot of humans went crazy in their past, and still are. So, like, some went insane. They couldn't handle the energies of this earth. They couldn't handle. So, like the invention of the psychopath, basically. A lot of that came from Anunnaki DNA.
Right,
So.
right. And it's interesting because the Greys say they kind of like, well, this person was, or she said that they were basically spirit or consciousness in the dull body of what is the Grey. But that they were the Anunnakis and they were positive and all that other stuff. And I know there's like a lot of negative stuff, at least in the spiritual community, when you attribute things to Anunnaki. So I thought it was interesting how she was just giving a different version of what Anunnaki is, and they were fighting, like, basically, she said, from, I don't know, like millions of years ago, this old energy. And
Well, yeah, Anunnaki are, yeah, they have positive and negative, of course, but yeah, they just had a lot of faults. But once again, if you're inventing, helping humans fix what was here, Anunnaki and Atlantean DNA did not really mix very well, and that's what caused a lot of difficulties here. So it made it easy to entrap a human, basically.
So my next question is, I'm just wondering, because everything I've been studying just lately on my own just gives the impression that, like, we obviously traveled. We're not like stuck in our own little continents, by like ethnicity types or whatever. But there was a lot of travel and things like that. And I think the Arrow entity kind of confirmed that, which is great. But I'm just wondering, I mean, even in old Egyptian hieroglyphs that they don't show, they show that the Egyptians were a multicultural people as well, which is, I think, is interesting. But I'm just wondering, why did they hide Tartaria?
It was too high vibrational, you can say. There was a part of the plan. They didn't want the elites did not want them here anymore. They weren't going by the plan that was set, the timeline that you're on. So they went against it. So they got wiped out, you can say. So they took whatever knowledge they could from the Tartarians and just buried them in history. So some of your wars had to do with Gary. A lot of it, yes, has to do with industrial revolution.
Right. So I feel like, based upon like what I've been researching, there's been like a reversal of like any of the positive energies. Like we were like more advanced than we are now, even technologically. And then I'm also wondering, do you think that there's going to be a timeline soon where we're going to have free energy?
Not likely anytime soon. You have to get rid of your governments first for that. You're going to add a tax to everything. Now they might improve your energy a little bit, but as long as they can make $1 from it. Now you can make your own energy. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but
That'll
then
be-
put you in jail for 9 years, like they did to some people.
yeah. So yeah, there's that little problem. So
And my last question is, near Cuba, there is, like right outside of Cuba, underwater. It was years ago, but they discovered a lot of pyramid type structures there, and I'm just wondering what's that connected to, or is that was that part of Atlantis?
yes, it also has Lemurian energies connected to it. So Atlantis and Lemurian vibrations, because it did part of Atlantis did combine with Lemuria. This is just for infrastructure reasons. Because the Lemurians are technically here first, so the Atlanteans combining their energies with the Lemurians just made sense. So.
And my last question is about the angels.
Mm-hmm.
I watch sometimes this a person. She's very great. She's she's pretty good. She's a also was a channeler. She doesn't channel anymore. I think she just kind of streams from intuition. But I think from what she discovered or whatever is that she thinks that the angels are, it's not Anunnaki, but it's the other one that everybody thinks is bad, archons. She thinks they're archons, and she believes that angels, or she's come to the conclusion that angels are archons, and then based upon that, she feels back some way, and she's not channeling it anymore. And I'm just wondering, like, what your thoughts are about that.
Well, that's her fear. She's seen angels be turned into archon beings. Now, a lot of angels are archons. It doesn't mean they're negative.
Therefore, archangel.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean they're negative though.
Right.
So, but in her mind, she's seen a lot of darkness with the angels. She just wants no part in them. So she's terrified of them, you can say, as you can tell. So, but yeah, because she turned into an archon at one time. And
Right.
you can say she's a little bit still, guilty of that, or trying to heal that, which is not easy.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so she knows a lot about the angels more than she wants to know. Yeah.
Mm.
So some angels are used to keep your world shut down. Others are here to open it up. It all depends on how their energies connect to the earth.
Just kind of like here, like we have everybody who's here with a purpose or whatever. Yes. To do whatever. And I'm just wondering, like, what angels of any do you see around me, and if they have any messages for me.
Where's Archangel Michael's energy? So look at it this way. So
my favorite
for humans, so if you're connected to, you have the right intentions to pull in positive energies, for ascension and all these things for Earth,
right.
that pulls in that energy from the angels. But if you're not into that, so you get a darker side of the angels instead, especially Metatron.
Mm-hmm.
Metatron's kind of more darker than light.
I got a little in the middle, especially when I'm reading the Chronicles of Enoch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Metatron is known to be almost like the devil sometimes. So,
yeah.
So in your connections, just continue in your, just keep diving in. It seems like you're yourself are remembering.
Right.
And your roommate, you're helping him on a spiritual level, but you're mostly working on yourself because you can handle more deeper connections. So.
I believe so too, because my roommate, even though he's very intelligent, we come from this similar field. He thinks critically in a different way, and we're also I'm not like really into politics. So I mean, I observe and I see things, and I obviously draw my own conclusions. And I don't think that he does that a lot. I think he does a lot of receiving of information. Sometimes we get into arguments I really don't want to get into because I'm just expressing my view of what I see in the world, and he just happens to like fit that into some kind of political side, you know. And if for me, it has nothing to do with that. It happens to do just what's going on, what's the direction of our country, who are the players, and that kind of thing, you know.
Yes, as you can tell, he's connected to a darker side of himself.
Mhm.
It's almost like a child self part of himself that has not grown up. It's that a lot of it comes from his mother's energy
Right.
of just dominating this conversation,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and just feeling like I got to put my input in there.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like it's weird because his energy is so high, and he's telling me that I'm cutting him off, but all I'm trying to do is finish what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think by the time I'm allowed to do that, it's just very, very tiresome, you know.
Well,
And
yeah.
I don't,
Well, those that are in a higher frequency always say they are. Their ego is talking to you, as you can tell.
Mhm.
And you're hearing that ego talk. I'm high vibration. You're low vibration. You're this. You're that. Judgment is unlocking.
you people.
Yeah, they become so arrogant. So they say they're high vibration, but they become so snobbish with it. And
Yeah.
that might be true, but also their darkness is being seen too, and they don't see it that way. But it is like they have some good intentions, yes, but there's also darkness is finding its way through them,
Very muddled.
and they're just not seeing it.
Right.
That's very common here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, blessings.
Thanks.
Sometimes it's better just to know your own darkness. Just
Yes.
like I have darkness, and just I own it, because some of you just get so tired of all these high vibrational beings because they're just so hypocritical.
Right. That's true. I agree.
It gets bad. So.
Thank you.
Yes, I was want to ask about my parents' dog, Lacey. I know that she's going to be a spirit guide in the, you know, as she passes, but she's like in a lot of pain and she's just lingering on. Is that to help my parents and be around, or
Well, she is a spirit guide now. She's just in animal form. So she's helping her mother clear out her. It's almost like the dog is kind of like her grandmother, your mom's grandmother. So like, here, do this, do that. At least I see the dog on an astral level acting like a grandmother. At least that's the vibration I see. So the dog, you know, Lacey's telling your mom what to do sometimes. So
when you say mom, what exactly are you like?
this is your mom, right? Your dog's mom. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lacey's telling your mom what to do.
And where is she getting that from?
Herself.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Here, do this. Don't say that to that person. Take it easy. She's doing a lot of that. Which she means well, but she's what's he, Lacey? What is it again? Lacey?
Lacey, yeah,
Lacey.
and she's blind and she can't control her bladder, and she's hanging on. She's got a tumor.
But she's still doing a lot there. Yeah. She's saying, pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to everybody. Pay attention to me. I'm your baby. Don't forget me. Yeah. And it does help your mom give her, because that's her baby, what she needs. So, yeah. She's a perfect mother for Lacey. You probably see that. So, yeah. It's really helping your mom out a lot. Just having somebody to take care of, that has all his needs. Your mom definitely needs it.
Oh yes, is she gonna be around for a while, or
yeah, I think
what
so.
do you see? Okay.
It's not saying when she's going to be here as long as she can be. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And one more question. I can't say it correctly. I think Ruby was talking about it. The Tartanians, the mud flood.
Mm-hmm.
Could you make it short? Because I know a lot of people have questions. But the mud flood, like they built stuff. Um, does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, they're building things out of mud. Is that what you're speaking about? Or
Well, we had a webinar and they were talking about Tartanians or
yes.
something,
Mm-hmm.
and they did, and something happened like a mud flood.
Oh, you
And
got wiped out by it. Yes. Well, they just got taken out on different levels. So yeah, they're just too advanced. Yeah, they're too spiritually advanced. So you can say, yeah, some kind of cataclysms are set up to get rid of them. Done by design.
okay, do they still live here or did they
Some of
go
them are
to
still
another?
here. Yeah, they didn't get rid of them all. Yeah.
But they were good
Mhm.
beings, correct?
Well, some of those Artarians are the ones that build your skyscrapers nowadays.
Wow.
The energy has not left here. It's just different now. So those that
Oh,
would comply with your reality stayed. Those that just like didn't want nothing to do with it left.
okay.
So yeah, a lot of your skyscrapers, many of those in Chicago, Sears Tower, or
Yeah.
I don't know all of them, but either way, the ones that are yes, very elitist looking. Well, yeah, New York City, of course, yeah.
Now, was that
Empire.
just in the United States or was that worldwide?
It's worldwide, but it's mostly in the United States.
Okay. And they did a lot of stuff in like Washington D.C., right? The monuments.
That wasn't really them. Those other Masonics that did that. Those
Oh,
are true Masonic, yeah, secret societies that are involved with that. Those are your
and
Masons.
oh yes, yes. When you're saying that, I want to know more, just like really quick, like Masons, because my mom's all her lineages are Masons, and I
Yeah.
want to know, are they good or bad or what really? Because they don't talk about nothing.
Well, they are. I mean, there is a good portion of it, yes, but it's a very controlled religion, as all religions. But it's been hijacked by elites. So they knew by the culture of the society that they can hide there, they can keep themselves hidden at the higher rankings of it. See, and Masons play a big role, yes, like Tartarians building things. So they kind of it's just a place where they hid until they got involved with the banking systems and everything. So now they just hide behind the banking systems. But yes, your family is moderately good history wise. There's some that have been really bad Masons. So, but the recent one's been pretty decent. I can say.
Okay, thank you. And let James has had his hand up. Blessings. Thank you.
Hey.
Please.
Well, speaking of skyscrapers, I love them. So, do I have any Tartarian connections?
Yes, I believe so. It's not making itself known. Well, if you do, it's through the Native Americans. So they just somehow they like downloaded knowledge of how to build a skyscraper. They just knew how to do it. So that seems to be your connection to it. And on other worlds, they built skyscrapers too. But yes, you have some. There's some lineage there. Yes, the old Tartarian energy. Yeah, you definitely have been a Tartarian in the Earth's past. Yes, many lineage of it. Now, I'm not really going into details of what you were doing, but on a spiritual path, you were very connected. But you didn't give a lot of attention to yourself, from what I can see. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal being a Tartarian, but it was still good. It was good living, I would say.
I was wondering about my connection to this current Earth timeline. Like, did I help bring it in? Because I feel like, or kind of feel like I did.
Oh, you Can you explain that?
This current Earth timeline, did I help bring it in?
Oh, bring in this timeline? Yeah, because you work much with the angels. I do see your energy very strong, Archangel Michael. You're connected to Ariel and others, but it seems like you're working with Michael on assisting with timeline construction. Yes, of course, much of that's done in the astral plane, of course. And yes, you can say you're here to help it go in this direction that it's necessary. So.
Oh, I was wondering about where I am. I was talking about ley lines earlier. Is it?
There are some around you. Yeah. They're not that strong, but there are some that are. They're kind of causing some blockages every now and then because they do get activated. They're not always activated. So your elites activate the ley lines when they want to make a change in the timeline. So it might start raining or something like that, or some areas have tornadoes. That's also show like how ley lines being manipulated. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Well, for example, if some of your elites, these are higher up. Like they don't want people on the roads. They'll like call in a thunderstorm or something to move things, or a tornado. Those are like really out there elites, but they do exist here. So that's a little bit much, but they do exist here.
Is Metatron and Enoch a aspect of each other?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay.
There's parts of each other, yes.
I understand my dealing with Metatron has not been good. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, yeah, because he revealed what he is. He revealed his darkness to others. It's almost like Samson and Delilah, but you were revealing like he was like Samson kind of like figure, seen as all strong and powerful, but you say, yeah, this guy has a lot of weaknesses though. And this guy isn't that good of a person either for Metatron. So he's sometimes trying to make himself better, but not usually.
Is this in like an angelic form? Or was this in a lifetime together?
Oh, lifetime. I believe you knew him in the physical, yes. Times are much different back then.
What was it, Egypt or Atlantis or?
Just biblical times. They're not saying when.
Biblical times.
Just biblical
okay.
times. Somewhere there. Yeah. Enoch connection. Yeah.
Can you tell me more about my angelic connections?
You're not an angel that would, let's see, put up with a lot from the other angels. Kind of like your mother angel, you can say. Where you're just teaching other angels to act a little bit more appropriately. Because a lot of them are just abusing their powers and abilities. So you can say you're a teacher, but you're more experienced than a lot of the angels that are out there today.
So would it be like they talk about principles and they talk about I forget the different types of angels. Can you tell me what kind of seraphim? Okay. Well, that explains the bird connection then.
Yeah, seraphim, and you're used to angels that are ancient angels. So just act appropriately. The newer ones are like humans. They even angels act like humans. You know, they want to cancel people, things like that. They get affected by that stuff. Spirit guides too. They're not as bad, but that's why some angels get pushed. It's like, okay, you can't be an angel anymore. You're just returned to a human, and then they incarnate as a human because they pulled in too much of human energy. So you wonder where humans come from.
And my granddaughter, the oldest one, Riley.
She's a seraphim.
Okay.
She's also a cherub. What do they call it? Cherub?
Yeah.
Angels? Yeah, she's a cherub also.
So are we in the same, would you call that the same family?
Yes, but she's branched out to others. But yes,
Okay.
the cherub seems to be where she's at mostly at this time.
Yeah. She's such a good baby.
Yeah, the little angel. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
always She's just. I feel like she just prefers that, the innocence of it. She just enjoys being a kid.
Yeah. You
Maybe a
can
kid
tell it.
forever.
Thank
and
you.
and some of these humans here that like big kids, like some of the adults that still buy their toys and stuff like that. All of them just been cherubim angels. They just never grew up. Want to. So,
I wouldn't mind it for her. She's such a sweetheart and
yeah,
such. When you go into a room, she lights up the room.
but she
So
never. Yeah, she's. Well, yeah, because she's a reincarnated angel, of course. So she just she's there to not judge and just keep the vibration. She just wants to have fun, as you know.
yeah,
Find the better. She just wants to laugh, have fun, not make things too complicated. Heal a lot of that intellectual energy from a lot of people. Humans can get very intellectual and arrogant. She's there to heal the ego.
was she the being that was in my lung that was with me for a while? The miscarriage that I had? Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Blessings.
You've been a spirit guide to each other. You've been around each other for a very long time.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question about Metatron's cube. I'm speaking about Metatron and bringing out the. I was looking to see what's the true nature and purpose of Metatron's cube, because I use it for manifesting, and I was wondering if there's strings attached to using that symbol for manifesting.
Well, yeah, with you, it depends on the person that connects to Metatron. So for you, you can clear out any negative, anything, negative intentions from Metatron's energy and use it for positive. But others connect to them, they can bring out negative, whatever it is. But it's just more immune to negativity.
See, I find it interesting that a lot of people that claim to be associated with Metatron are very positive people, maybe overly positive. Is that a new age kind of manipulation?
Yes, it is. Correct. Yeah, it's hiding darkness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trying to be so positive, they're dark.
Right.
It's trying to put on that good persona. Hey, we're your friends. Demons do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I was getting that feeling with this meditation group I was kind of cross with at this point. I have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm seeing the signs that they're starting to exhibit, as far as, selling out to the system and, going for, the manipulation aspect of it. And I'm just like confirmation that my intuition is, on the right track.
Oh, yes. Many are extremely selfish there. Well, they feel like they're high vibrational and they can do no wrong. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're feeling the ego. And sometimes the ego can push people out, too. They feel like they can heal the world, but they don't realize how much healing. They know they have to heal themselves, but it's difficult to heal them. It's easier to heal others than themselves. So,
yeah, this is an interesting new take on Metatron. And I've had my kind of suspicions in the past, but thank you for confirming that.
Oh, he's been weaponized many times. He's been, because he's been like a human. So it's just the cube. He's been used as it's similar to Yeshua, used against the people.
Mm-hmm.
Even Yeshua has been used against people all the time.
It's create a codependent relationship.
It's very it's pretty much identical to the situation.
Right. And I say you have the New Age Jesus.
Yes.
Innocent too. CC has a question. She'd like to know if her higher self has any messages for her.
Just 1 moment. Well, she's learned how to heal materialism, not just in her own life, but her family lineage. I was talking about it's a little bit strange, but her family lineage has been quite materialistic, which is also dark, demonic in the past, which is related to the pyramids. I believe also her family lineage is connected to the pyramids. Of course, that's a long lineage. So that's another reason why her family and other families have branched out from the pyramids. They connected to other families that had children and all that, but still connected to that vibration. So little by little, that'll start to make sense. Yeah, talk about karma. So yeah, just go back to the pyramids. I feel like it also goes back to Babylon, like secret society family. They definitely were behind the scenes a lot. The money changers I'm getting. So in her life, yeah, she's healing that, but as she knows more, she's healing herself, I feel. So it's like, why is this person? Why is that person? All of a sudden, all these people are in my life. How convenient. Because when you're connected to that bloodline, all these famous, yeah, it's just you're just part of it. It's like you're on this world, but you're on another world, like a social direction. Yeah. So even when she was, what was it, younger, she went to like overseas and things like that for school and all that, which is connected to her ancestor energies. Even healing it, also getting the vibe of it. Like, what's her mission here? So I feel like she has more than she can handle. That she probably does.
Thank you. I was it just came to me a little bit earlier. It's not every day you get to talk to the universe. So I'd like to know from your perspective. I wrote it down real quick. Let me get it. Where is it? I'm interested in knowing the interpersonal relationship between universes, and like how you guys get along with each other, and like the definition from your perspective of how the multiverse is connecting you all.
Well, a lot of universes don't get along with each other because it has to do with the people that incarnate into it. So a lot of them are the people that incarnate are trying to make themselves different. Different from other universes. So they reinvent themselves. So universes do talk to each other, but there's a lot of them that don't get along with each other.
From your perspective, what makes you unique from the other universes? What's your like specialty?
Allowing or willing to go very low in the vibrations.
That's true. Yeah.
Allow this earth to exist. So from my perspective, this world is necessary. Due to, yes, a lot of beings have become so arrogant in higher realms and are so blinded by it. This world was allowed to happen. But yes, of course, this world got out of control. So maybe we're healed there to balance this planet's energy. Because it can get dark and get so dark it won't even exist, destroy itself. So that's why many of you are here to just keep it going, to keep it lighter, which is not easy. That's why you feel drained. You want to sleep all the time. You're just keeping the process going for those that need to learn the lessons here. Not that you're not learning lessons here, but your lessons are different.
Right.
It's a different type of lesson. Some of you are just earth lessons. You're connected to the earth's vibration. You're here to bring in new messages to the earth. It's just a different type of love where others are getting married and all that and living their dimensional existence. So it's just a different type of human here. There's several different types. There's an elitist group, of course, and incarnates with each other. And there's many of you that are kind of like earth angels. The incarnate here is just to keep the earth going, keep the life force going, as difficult as it is.
Now, when the Earth does balance itself out and ascend to the higher dimension, what's its role going forward in the universe?
It's rest as a part. It's going to actually charge up a lot of other planets to push them into higher frequencies more than they've ever thought they'd ever be in. Like even some worlds might even skip a dimension. Like if you're in the 6th dimension, you might go to the 8th dimension. It all depends because this world's like a fireball right now. It has all this negativity, and you bring light into it. It just shoots off like a bowling ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once the extreme polarities are balanced out, it's like a slingshot effect that catapults it to the next level.
Yeah, because the other planets have to deal with all this negativity anymore.
Right.
So it's like, cool, it's a breath of fresh air. I can finally breathe finally.
And then there's the way to prove to the other universes that going that low has its benefit as well.
It does. Right? It's just difficult. Yeah. Well, some of you. Well, when you're in a timeline where it feels like it's not moving, that's where things get difficult. If you're moving and you have difficulties, but you'll get through it, But if you're in a jungle just sitting there,
Yeah.
that's where it gets dull. It's like there's a whole universe. I'm sitting in the jungle going nowhere. You
Gives
know,
you
if
time to
you're
think.
yeah, there's a lot of that. It's just sometimes you have to stand still, and that's the hardest part of it all. Yeah, because you're going forward, and you know it's like an adventure going forward. You have problems, challenges, and adventure. You know,
Yeah.
it's not the most exciting adventure, but it helps you get you through it. But this whole sitting around, yeah, it can get. You might
Yeah.
as well
You
just sit in a
animal in a cage pacing
yeah, you
back and
might as well sit in a cubicle and just stare at the wall.
forth. Right. Right.
That's very difficult, but
Yeah, I was thinking that when you're saying to be still, you know, and when you're stuck in the jungle like that, it's almost like
yeah.
an animal in a cage pacing back and forth. You know, I'm not
Well,
saying,
there's nothing wrong with being frustrated with though.
yeah,
It's finding the answer to I'm frustrated, but how can I find an answer to my frustration? It's like, what is this? What and you know, the universe answer me. It's like, help me figure this out. It's like I'm frustrated, but I don't always I'm frustrated about one thing, but I think I'm frustrated about other things, but I don't know what those things are.
yeah, it's all layered.
Yeah. And the answer can come to you. Are you ready for the answer? Some people are not ready for the answer, then they get depressed, and they're depressed for a very long time.
Yeah,
It's it's kind of complicated.
yeah, I started having my awakening once I started exploring my subconscious, and
Yeah.
it just happened when I came across marijuana, and you know, I was just started thinking things, connecting dots that I didn't before, and it just changed my whole perspective and attitude on things.
Well, your connection to the Earth, yes, it was more adventurous in the past. You help evolution, you push evolution forward. Now, history might not depict you in the best of light, uh, but that doesn't mean you're negative, though. You might have some negative moments, but it doesn't mean that you're like a warlord. You know,
Well,
there,
but yeah,
there was what Genghis Khan, I believe, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he was yes, did not like cities. It's true because he saw the archon energy as part of cities. So yeah, you want to conquer them, get rid of that.
He did pass by India. What was that about? He took one look at it and kept moving.
You see why, don't you? It's like there's an energy there that's so trickster. Even he couldn't handle it.
Ah, that's what he was saying.
It's from what I can pick up right now. Yeah.
It wasn't out of respect or reverence. It was more of actual not worth the squeeze.
He'd be more than happy to conquer it also. But he already had run in with Indians before he reached India. And it wasn't very good. Because some of them are very genuine and nice. Others are like reptilian beings, literally reptilian. You've probably seen some Indians that are very like trickster beings.
Right, right.
Yeah, they can be really. I mean, your India is actually like you're a good you're reptilian. Some are just completely reptilian, and
So
not in a
that's
good
to
way.
take over the masculine there, right?
No, I feel like it just the vibe was not right. Genghis Khan's like I'll probably be defeated there, and he probably would have been.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, they had their own energies. They're kind of figuring things out on their own. So, and the other part of it, I feel like they were, it's like his energy was technically already there, meaning his philosophy was already in India in some form or another. It's him.
On that lifetime, it wasn't confirmed, but some say that I went out and I left Mongolia to die over by Vienna, Austria, kind of like in the border where I was stopped from going into Europe because of a funeral, and a new Genghis Khan had to be announced. So I was ready to go and take Rome, but they turned me back. Is it true that I went back there, you know, as an old age, you know, to live there after
Yes,
retirement?
I feel that way. Yes.
Yeah, I feel that too. I feel like I want to visit Vienna.
It feels like you were very prosperous also in that lifetime. You're well taken care of. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
exactly. I was well loved, you know, and respected. Yeah. Well, thank you for that lesson.
Yes, I was wanting to know who the guy Coral Castle in Florida. the little Italian guy. That could you tell me some more about that?
Well, yeah, that is like a version of what a Tatarian is.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's a lot of those beings where, others that were building your cathedrals can pretty much do the same thing he did. But so it told you how the connections were. Very powerful. Now, people are being blocked from it these days. But that just shows you how, it's like one of the last, he's kind of like a Tartarian. You can say he's a Tartarian if you want to. But that's to give you a view of how that mind in reality works. He's pretty much non-human, as you can tell. He just had an ability. He knew things.
And also the what is it? The Georgia guide. I'm pretty sure it's built by humans, but yes. Was that? I'm sure it was built by regular humans, but what was it? The Cabal or something?
Yeah, as far as your elite, yes. They want to create a timeline to, I feel like it was more like a joke. They didn't think it was going to really happen. I don't believe it has. But they tried to create timelines. But I think they wanted to first off show that they existed, the elites. And they kind of wanted to, make people angry. To show that how the arrogance of the elite are. That they're not afraid. I mean, they didn't want to be seen or known, but they also want to make sure that their knowledge is out there. So it's just a lot of arrogance there.
Okay, and this is another question off the wall. Now, medicinal, I know timelines change, but do you see when North Carolina will have medicinal marijuana?
There's a lot of conservative energies there. It's going to be sometime. It feels like it'd be one of the last states to get marijuana, it seems like.
Wow.
Unless you see it changing any soon, but it doesn't seem like they're in any hurry for that.
Now, also I was going to ask you, they're making, in Oregon and California, they're making shrooms legal for people that have PTSD and depression. Is that a good idea? Is it
done in a moderately way? Yes, but something to take it to a whole new level though. But yes, there are some positive connections there. Yes.
Okay. Well, blessings. I think James has got a question. Thank you.
Yes, blessings.
So I haven't went to Dallas to heal something. Was that related to JFK? And does JFK have a message for me?
Yes, that was true. Yes, JFK is something. There are other realities where you're connected to JFK, which is connected to also Diana. So you can say the two of them usually incarnate together, even if they're not always connected to each other. But with JFK, yeah, you're one of the people that, well, your energies are there for the truth of JFK to be known. So you're there for his point of view, the truth side of it. So you've been a JFK type. You yourself have been similar to him in many incarnations. And I believe you have been, actually, I think you've been shot, actually, for your beliefs. What I can tell there. Not showing what timeline, but you have been, not in that same situation, but you have been shot for your belief system, so. That were similar to his.
I feel like people would shoot me now, too.
Probably.
That's why I'm kind of quiet.
Yeah, if you go out there, you would just, unload it. Yeah, right.
Is that why I live here in Texas?
Yeah, heal the Texas energy. It sometimes can be kind of, you're keeping it truthful, actually. You and others. The Texans got cowboyish, not that you are, but it's like the right side of the law, as best as it can be. As you know, many states are trying to turn it liberal and all of that, but you know where that goes. So it's trying to keep a balance in the country of a not perfect, but more of a positive, balanced energy overall. But yeah, you're there for. They're not saying why exactly, but if it's like you're kind of almost you're not in the middle of the country, but you kind of are in some ways. So,
Yeah, I do feel like I'm like watching over everything.
yeah, it's just it's a safe place. It's a place where you feel like you can tolerate it, and it's not a bad vibe there, and it's kind of where things are happening. So yeah, it's kind of like almost like it is a capital of Texas, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is yeah. It's the capital of Texas, even if it wasn't the capital of Texas. Technically, Dallas is in some regard, at least the financial capital. But yeah. No.
I was wondering if I have a connection to Da Vinci, because I guess we both built canals in Italy.
Well, I see you with some of his drawings during. Yeah, I believe you did know him, like your architecture, like an architect during his time. That either you had your own ideas and you worked together, something around those lines. But you did know him. I believe it was in Florence, from what I can see though. And it does seem like you did visit him, like in his older age when he was in the castle. I think it was somewhere in the castle somewhere. I do see you visiting him. Make sure that he was doing all right. So yeah, you did have like a casual connection to him. He did keep up with him. Like he wasn't always expecting you to show up when you did. He'd never seen to have a problem with you making an appearance though, because you were an inventor also, but you were more of a modern inventor. He was more, 200 years ahead of his time. But you did have also your own ideas too, of course. I guess, yeah, getting from your guys, your ideas are a little bit more practical than his. Some of his was not practical.
That's funny.
I find it interesting how you mentioned that JFK and Princess Diana like to incarnate together, and I was thinking that because JFK got assassinated, did that cut down with Diana's timeline short, in a sense?
Yeah.
Now, if he was still alive and when she was, in prominence, how would they have collaborated together?
Well, most likely she wouldn't have been taken out either. You can say the same elite, at least the mentality, did the same thing to her.
It's like, how would they have collaborated though? Would they have done anything on the world stage together?
Yeah, I believe he would have been pretty old at that time, but yeah, he would have. Helped with her humanitarian side.
Okay.
Yeah, he was involved. He wants, I believe, wanted to stay out of politics. Yeah, that's sick of it. If he would have lived, the humanitarian Africa would have been an interest to him. Definitely, the mines and things like that. Yeah.
Very cool.
He would have been pretty old at the time.
yeah, of course. I bet. Yeah, he'd be like, I assume like Muhammad Ali during that time was kind of old. He'd be in the same kind of demographic. Yeah.
But yeah, he would have been. Yeah, they both have like similar vibrations. Yeah. So to do the right thing, let's put it that way.
Okay, interesting. All right, thank you for that. I was just curious to know. Hazel has a question. She asked me to read for her. Let me get that for you. She says, Bobby, do you mind asking for me, when there is a chance, what is going on underground here at the farm? There's something moving vibrationally and perhaps drawing in these ghosts, or perhaps it's me. I don't know.
No, there's kind of like phantom energies, reptilian energies. It's like a vortex just opened up recently. And these beings are not healthy either. These are not mentally well reptilian beings. So they are causing some of the animals to act up a little bit because they're kind of psychotic. So I believe this is only temporary. Well, it has to do with some of your work that you're connecting to. So you can say they found you, but I feel like you'll also find a way to get rid of them too. It's only temporary though. Yeah, because you move a lot of energies, as you probably know. Blessings.
Can you tell me about my connections to Napoleon?
The only thing that comes through first is relationship.
Was I one of his mistresses?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
The
So you're.
Leon
I see
sound familiar?
I see an R. Does any of them start with an R?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know which one that is.
one with
Did
an
we have
R.
children?
I believe so. Yeah, but I believe it was kept out of history though.
Okay. And did I have something to do with his talisman that he carried around?
Yes. Yeah.
Did I have it made for him?
Yeah, like it made him look better.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe he did have good intentions in the beginning,
Yeah, he did. And then he got cocky and turned.
but he got turned by the elite.
Yeah.
They made him selfish. Yeah, they feel they can control him, and they did. Kind of like Hitler, yeah, somewhat. Of course, Hitler was already taken over to begin with, but Napoleon was similar to Hitler. Yeah, taken over later though.
Okay. Could you do my spirit guides have a message for me?
There's a topic or anything you want us to.
Something that I need to pay attention to or something I need to do besides
There is
make my bed?
Well, there is a golden timeline of luck coming in. It just
Hmm.
hasn't found you yet. Just be thankful for the things that you have, which you are, but it's good to be a little bit more thankful. Like, okay, I'm ready for this new timeline. I'm ready for abundance. I'm tired, yeah, you're tired probably of
Yes.
these late energies. You're ready for you can say payment for what you're putting up with. So just you can say I'm ready for abundance. Please bring it in. Something along those
Yeah,
lines.
because I've been being humble about it because I don't want them to think that I'm not grateful for everything, all the wealth that I do have. One of my tarot cards came out as wealth, and I have a lot
Yeah.
of wealth in my life of many
Mhm.
different things, and I just don't want them to think that I'm not grateful. But I need stability as far as my
It's coming.
finances are okay.
It's coming. It's just slow.
Okay.
It's just a lot of inner healing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Just just keep concentrating on abundance.
Okay.
Say, like you say. Well, yeah, because it's hard for you to be yourself, or when you're feeling not yourself, as you know.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, I just want to ask. Gosh, man, I done forgot my question. Skip me, somebody else. Sorry.
Anybody else?
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, now I'm back on track. Sorry. So like the shift to the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension, um, is it going according to plan, better or worse because
No.
timelines change?
No, a lot of the elitists are always trying to make the world go backwards. A lot of the elitists want humans to be under, obviously, third dimensional, under their control, while the elitists are wealthy and acting like children and all that, spoiled. So it's always backtracked. Now, some of you are pushing through. So yes, you are receiving fourth dimensional energies. The rest of the world is feeling your vibrations, and they're taking what they can handle. A lot of humans here can't handle the fourth dimension.
Okay. And I remember my question now. Now I watch a lot of James Gleeland that has the Ascetti Ranch or whatever in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always saying that Biden is a robot or what have you. Is Biden? I mean, is he a clone? what is he, or can you say?
Well, he's the elitist puppet. So you can say he acts like a robot. He does have clone energies. He's a little bit of everything. So he's the elitist mouthpiece, and it shows he sold his soul. He did not. You can say his son, Hunter Biden, got into a lot of trouble. So that's why he's president now. You can say to make up for what his son did. His son's done a lot of dark stuff. So this shedding light, kind of like the leader, because he doesn't really need to be president. It is part of the awakening. People are waking up to it. But his son kind of made him president, you can say. So.
And like I said again, timelines change. But do you see anytime soon when we get rid of our government or actors?
Yeah, a long time for that.
Oh, a long time.
I mean,
Okay.
you're making progress, but a lot of people need it. It's like a baby that needs a bib, or a baby needs a bottle. People they need their mommy, and that's the government. Not everybody, but a good part of it needs it. So when many of you become more self-reliant, when the time's right, not always necessary to become self-reliant. I mean, you can be reliant on the system, but not reliant on the government. Just so many here are so many humans here are not ready to make the best decision for everybody. Not to say your government's doing a good job, but it's a complicated thing. But it's going to take some time. Russia's doing pretty good. Russia has some problems, but it is actually it has human rights problems, but it is a lot healthier than the U.S. at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Blessings.
Yes.
Did you want to go, CC? No, I asked a question. So let's talk connected to Russia. Is that over the people of Russia or the government?
The government and the people. I mean, there is a lot of suffering in Russia due to the Soviet Union and all that. It has not been fully healed, but a lot of Russians do feel, they're better off than they were in the past. It's not perfect, far from it, but it's life there isn't all that bad for a while. So for government or for people, they don't feel so isolated as Americans do. So yeah, but there's still a lot of poorer regions of Russia that have not been healed though.
Can you tell me more about Ireland? I saw a report on how their GDP is going to be like the second highest in Europe. It's pretty insane. It's like triple the U.S.
There's a possibility of that, yes, but not yet. Yeah, the U.S. is going to have to go through some dark stuff. Yeah, it's going to have to not become a third world country, but lose a lot of its power so it can find itself and balance itself. It's so programmed by society or the elites, but it's programmed by our military. So it has to unlock its military control, and things will prosper here.
I was wondering about Massachusetts as well. They do have the highest GDP per capita in the U.S., and there are also a lot of. I think it's one of the most Irish states, if not the most. Is there like what's going on with it? Is it like the luck of the Irish?
It's something like that. Well, there's also a lot of elites there. So, and some of those numbers have been tampered with also. But yeah, they have it's kind of like an elitist town. Yeah, where the rich, the elite teach their kids. So it's done by design. Of course, the Irish are still very intelligent, of course. Well, our Irish Illuminati energies are there definitely, which is connected to Britain. So, which is connected to Rothschild. If you want to go further than that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of hatred towards Britain or like in the whole Brexit situation?
Yeah, because the British are still here. They never really left. They're cloaked, they're hidden, but they're still here. So yeah. Well, I believe you've been part of the British government in your past life. So you've seen the darkness in some form or another. Not saying what era it was, but I believe it was recent history, like the 1800s, something around that. You had interaction with it. Let's put it that way, where you saw what it really was like. You can say during the American Revolution there is, but it feels like whatever it is, it was recent that you have your really dislike for him. It was before, but it's worse now.
Yeah, I was killed by a British king a long time ago.
Exactly. Yeah. But sometimes you get over things. But the corruption is like, let's put it this way. It was bad during the American Revolution. It's worse now. Let's put it that way. As you can probably feel that. With the crown. It's like the crown is like either you're with us or you're against us. So we'll make you popular and wealthy if you're on our side, but if not, you're going to destroy it. That's part of the crown's energy.
As you think.
Yeah, it's like a lethal injection. And the queen is not the queen either. Meaning there are other power structures behind her. She's just a figurehead, obviously. But they're just kind of keeping her up because she's the perfect person to keep people happy. But other than that, they would have got rid of her a long time ago. Because there are many groups behind her that are secret society related. Not just going to put anybody there. So the queen is like the pope. It's just the queen is there for a lot longer. So yeah, all these are figureheads. She does have power, but she's not always the one with that power, though.
Oh, am I fighting her more, or the people that kind of control her?
What was it? Big of your question?
Who am I fighting her more in Astral, or
both. I would say both, but most of those behind her, yeah. Most is like the British Guard, the secret. I would say the secret society. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, and they are lethal, as you can probably feel that. Extremely lethal. Yes, go ahead, please.
I'd like to ask one last personal question before we kind of wrap up. Do the elementals have any messages for me as far as how my vibration is developing going forward, or any messages in general from them?
Just continue to connect with the trees. Tree energies, bird energies, good. Tree energies is the bark, the grounding of a tree energy can make you stronger. So if you find a tree that's like an oak tree, you can go connect with it, like touch it if you want. You don't have to, but just the tree energies they recommend.
Like one I can see from my window?
You can do that, or you can go walk around.
All right.
But you can go by or just a tree and tree consciousness. Also, the redwoods in California are very connected to.
Yeah, definitely. I go out of my way to drive through them, and they take.
Yeah, so just do a redwoods connection. Yeah, connect to where you want, what the tree energy around the world that.
I believe I caught an elemental on camera when I was sitting there in the Shasta area in Northern California, and I was sitting by a brook, and this green orb came on camera, went down into the water, went back up to look at me, and went into the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of? Can you confirm if that was the case?
Yes, it was. Yeah. It wasn't showing full form, but it could have.
Is that like a woodland sprite kind of elemental fairy?
Yeah, kind of like a pixie. Yeah.
Pixie, right?
Yeah. So the pixie where it couldn't really show its form because it's so small.
Very cool.
From gathering. Yeah, if you see a very small pixie, that's gonna be something.
Yeah, I was having a lot of elemental experiences on my first trip there.
Because they're just glad to see you there. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, drive safe.
It was like the perfect vacation, I had no plan or itinerary, but everything place I met the next person direct me to the next place, and It just kind of like one piece after another just fell into place.
Where your higher self was doing all the navigating, you can say.
Yeah, just going with the flow, right? Just being
No,
open.
that's right, and that's where the future is going to be. Just going with the flow.
All right, beautiful.
That's one thing is very right now. Yes, it's very difficult because the timeline, from my perspective, is kind of ill due to just humans not wanting to change. Like if you're ready to change, but those that you interact with are not ready to, or don't want to change at all. That's why I feel some feel very stagnant right now. But still, they'll still make it through though. It's just really difficult. So many of you just go, as you said, more within yourself. So okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. What else do I have? What other connections do I have?
Yeah, because you can't really express yourself outwardly, you know.
No.
So I just, yeah.
Well, yeah, but even how humanity is being programmed will become more aware to some of you. It's not going to be pretty, of course.
Right. Well, just buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Yes, just yeah. All right.
Hi, hi,
Yes.
universe. It's me again. So
Just have to be quick
my
because I have to
question is
leave.
there. Excuse me.
Just have to be quick because I'm about to leave.
Okay, just quick question is like what kind of rocks or minerals or materials do you think that we should have around ourselves so that we can either positively uh direct our timeline or protect ourselves or manifest? Thank you.
Well, is I mean anything that you can get your hands on that you feel anything to do. It could be something outside. It's anything. There's no one particular. It's anything that feels like it would look good with your energy, like you want it. So yeah, that's why rocks aren't stones, crystals aren't usually mentioned. I mean, amethyst, things like that, but it's whatever you feel is best. Moldavite, but that moldavite does not work with everybody. Moldavite can bring out a lot of darkness. So,
It's true. Thank you very much.
all right. Yes, blessings to you all and your connections. Right. Yes, universe energy. Obviously, we can't go into full details about your timeline. We do see a lot of healing in your British. Notice how the British have been kind of a drama. It's like it's wanting slowly to unravel itself. Like, and once it's what Harry is doing is slowly exposing it. So Harry is kind of like a whistleblower. Is doing it, yes, he's lost his mind. Some of the people, yes. So that's more likely the right person to do it. He's similar to Kanye West in a lot of ways. So, blessings.